outside of Malta, it's a little known fact that Malta has ties to the Arab world. How is that, may you ask? Well, there is an interesting story to tell. So just imagine the year is 870 AD, a very long time ago, and this land was ruled by the Byzantines. And the Byzantines have ruled here since the fall of the Roman Empire. They'd claimed this small little island in the Mediterranean as their own. And one unassuming day in 870 AD, they look across the shore and they see these strange boats arriving with ornate patterns they have never seen in their lives. And they ask themselves, who are these people? Now, little did they know that these people were here to claim their lands for their own. And these people were Arabs. Arabs from the Argead dynasty. Now, the Argead dynasty was formed or founded in Morocco. And if you're curious, a dynasty is a bloodline, is a lineage of people that fight for lands and they claim them as their own, basically, and that's what the Argeads did. So they started off in North Africa and they moved their influence across the Mediterranean. And the Argeads had just conquered Sicily, and it was whilst they were sailing around Sicily, they looked and they saw the island of Malta into the distance, and they said to themselves, that would be a good place to start a little settlement where we can trade goods, where we can hold our own, hold our ground if someone tries to take back the Mediterranean from us. Most importantly, there's a place that they can grow their influence. And so they arrived here and they completely took it over. The Byzantines, they wiped them clean off the island and took it for their own. They lasted until 1091 AD. So it's a relatively decent period of rule they had over this island. Now you can imagine that amount of influence. Some of the heritage and some of the culture of the Arab world are still stuck here all these centuries later. And we find ourselves not far from the walled city of a place called Mdina. Now, if you know a little Arabic, you'll know that the word Mdina, do you know what it means, Tam?
City, isn't it?
It means city. Well done, Tam. Mdina means city. And so Mdina, during the Arab rule, was actually the capital city. And now, during 1091 AD, the Normans arrived and they were like, we're going to take this for the exact same reasons. It was a good settlement, a good place for them to start their own conquest. And so they took the island. And from there, they started to build over the Arabic architecture and the designs. But some of the heart of the Arabic influences still lives here in Mdina. So what we're going to do is we're going to be going around these areas and we're going to be exploring some of the architecture and some of the history and seeing how much of the Arab world still exists. Now, first and foremost, this is quite interesting. So these fortifications that you see in front of you are actually included or built upon by the Arabs themselves, and so you can almost see some Arabic influence straight here in the fortifications, in the city walls, already as you enter. Now, of course, the architecture itself is more Baroque, but it's there's hints and there's elements of the Arabic design in there through the winding streets and the courtyards, and so this place is going to be quite an interesting place to explore. But we're going to get in there shortly and see what it's like for ourselves. But before we do that, let's go toilet. So there we go, entering the city gates now. And just imagine, at some point down these streets would have walked people with their trading goods, dates, spices, figs, oranges, fruits, nuts, seeds. Can you imagine these courtyards bustling with a market where people are sat together sharing tea, coffee, sharing stories? And of course, the Arabic influence itself within the buildings has more or less been stripped away, but actually you can see small remnants in some of the architecture. For instance, you can see some of the ornate designs, and you can see some of the winding kind of narrow streets. Now these narrow streets would have been designed specifically to keep attackers kind of closed in and at bay. So should have there been an attack on the city of Mdina, or Medina as some refer to it, then they would have had a bit more of a hard time finding space for formations. So it's a tactical decision made. As you can see, the architecture itself is still somewhat very Baroque, but I believe somewhere we're going to find Arabic influence. So I'm going to scout around and see what I can find around here for remnants of the Arabic past. Let's see if we can do it. So here we go, guys. This is our first look. This narrow courtyard here is a little bit more akin to the Arabic style that we have seen in our travels in the Arabic world, or the worlds where the Arabs conquered and lived for some time. And you can see similar kind of geometry in the walls. It may not be the exact same, but there's absolutely some similarities. So we're getting there. So here we find something else which is kind of typically Arabic in design, which is a courtyard. Now courtyards, as you can see here, an enclosing kind of section of the fortified city, again is kind of inspired by the Arabic design influences and the principles of Arabic design. And it's quite strange really, because it's almost a blend of the Baroque kind of more Mediterranean style with elements of the Arabic influence as well, which is quite interesting to see. And lots of horses everywhere, so it's quite hard to get around. But so let's go and have a look down here. I do apologise for the wind as well. Blimey, it's blew me away. I'm in a wind tunnel here, guys, so I do apologise. But let's go and have a look over here. Sorry there, guys. I might as well have been going through a wind tunnel there. But look at this. Look. So you can imagine that over these walls, the archers and the guards would have stood looking out into this vast, quiet land in front of them, waiting to see who approaches and waiting to act accordingly. And it's amazing, the landscape that sits here would have once been guarded, and this would have essentially been the fortification and the main capital city, and this would have been where they looked out onto these ancient gates and walled cities. Now, the Arabic influence still lives here today, believe it or not, within the Maltese language and food. And we'll have a look at an example of the food later, because we did have some, but then we lost it. We had the food with us, and to show you, I had it in a bag, and the bag had a little hole underneath it and it all fell out. Typical, innit? But the language itself actually still holds a lot of the Arabic words. So for instance, wow, look down there. So for instance, the counting system is almost identical to Arabic. So for instance, to say the number 1 in Maltese is wihed, but in Arabic it's wahid. To say number 2, it's in Maltese taleta, and in Arabic it's falefa or falefa. Okay, you wouldn't say it in an Arabic accent. Oh, hello, my friend. Wow. What is this? Nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you. It's a film into the and the museum, 35 minutes long.
How much does it cost to go in here?
€6.50.
We'll come back in a bit. Are you from Malta?
Yes, I'm Maltese.
Ah, nice to meet you. Let me remember how to say it. Yimyesimni Bobby. Shishmek.
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 Shishmek. Shishmek.
Shishmek, it's just one, the X.
Oh, so it's a ch.
But Yismek.
Scusate, il Malti ti mux tajab ħafna. Tajab ħafna. I've been practicing for about 2 days, and it's a tough language.
The way you say it, Yismek. Yismek is one word.
Yismek.
Say Yismek first.
Yismek.
Now, in front of it, and then sh.
Sh.
No, Yismek.
Shishmek.
No, Yismek. It's easy. Remember to say Yismek.
Yismek. So, Yismek. Yismek. Ah, brother, thank you so much. I've been practicing for 2 days, and the thing is, because I've learned a little bit of Arabic, so because I can speak a little Arabic, it was easier, because the counting, for instance, you've got wihed, taleta,
Because the Maltese language, it's quite a complex one. You have a mixture of, it comes from Sicilio-Arabic, Italian, French,
and French.
And even French.
Oh, I didn't know it came from French.
We do have words which we use the English ones. For example, computer, we say computer.
Really?
Television.
Do you guys say hello? Because when I was learning to say hello, it was like hello.
Or
Saha.
We say hello, bonjour, I mean.
And welcome is merhaba.
Welcome is a
Merhaba. In Arabic, it's merhaba. Merhaba. So it's strange because in Arabic, to count is wahid, thalatha, اثنين أربعة خمسة
We say
ستة.
thank you, grazie, like in Italian.
Grazie hafna, signor. And naprezza means like I appreciate. Yeah. It's hard because I've been trying to go around Malta to find like people to speak Maltese to, and you guys are literally like probably the third, fourth people I've met from Malta, because we're staying in a place called Maliha. Tourists everywhere, guys. Tourists everywhere.
Which hotel?
It's called Luna.
Luna.
It's very nice.
I'll be back.
Okay. It's
Excuse me, just a minute.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. This place is called Mdina. I hear that this place used to be the capital of Malta during the Arab rule. Is that correct?
In fact, this was the old capital city during the medieval period.
Wow.
And it has been around about 4,000 to 5,000 years of history.
Really?
Ranging from the Roman period, the Arab rule, the Knights of St. John. And when the Knights of St. John came to Malta, the new capital city was Valletta.
Valletta, yes.
And this during the medieval period, sorry to interrupt, was the
you're okay.
The local università, known as the town council, because this is where they used to run the administration of the island.
Wow.
It has a mixture of medieval and
I can see the Baroque architecture, yes.
That's the Norman Sicilio, you can see on the window over there, just to give you an idea.
Oh, just over here. And there's also a place called Rabat.
Exactly near
over here. And that means,
Rabat.
I think that means fortification in Arabic, or it means...
It's Mdina, I mean, it's a really fortified town. Or we call it the Città Notabilis in Italian, the noble city.
Really?
There's a lot of various meanings as well.
What I've noticed as well in Malta, like the English language is very prevalent. Like someone was saying to me that in the schools they teach primarily English. Is that true?
It's true, because here we were a British colony, and the British authorities, they introduced the English language as the second official language of Malta.
In the 1960s, I believe, until
it was during the 1930s mostly.
Oh wow!
Because they eradicated the Italian language as well, and we also speak the Italian language as well.
You speak Italian?
Wow! A little bit, but I need to practice it more. Most of the Maltese, they can speak it because they watch television.
Like the Sicilian.
Yeah, of course. Sicilian, Italian, I mean.
Like scusani.
We say scus as well.
Scus. Oh, okay.
We have a lot of words which come from the Italian language. The Maltese, technically, it's the alphabet. It's Latin. Have you seen how it is written?
Yes, yeah.
It's Latin, the Latin language.
So the GH is silent. You don't pronounce.
Let's say ein to firma. It's like a G and H, and then you cross it like this.
And then you don't say it, because I kept saying it. And then people were like, no, you just don't pronounce it at all. I was
but you pronounce the words very good, sir.
It's hard because as I say,
you'll get there, don't worry, you'll get there.
Yeah, right. I mean, I'm only here for like a week, and I came here and I met someone from.
Is this your first time here?
Yeah. Never been.
There's a lot of things to see. Despite we're small inside, you have to go to Gozo, Camino.
Gozo, yes, this is another place.
The capital city, the prehistoric temples.
Yes.
Fortifications all around the island by the Knights and the British.
The megalithic temples in yes.
Yes, and in Rabat we have the Dominus Romana, the Roman villa, and we have the St. Paul's catacombs in Rabat as well.
Really?
Would you like a map? Just think.
If that's okay, bro.
We can't make this one, but you can take a photo.
I really appreciate it, man. Thank you.
No, I help.
Grazie hafna, signor. Grazie hafna.
You're welcome.
Awesome. Yeah. Sammy, can you take a photo of this for me?
It's okay.
My memory is very bad.
No worries. Here you are in Mdina. This is the places of interest that we have over here.
Okay.
These are all the museums, the cathedrals, the chapels, if you want to see them. Okay.
That's awesome.
And here, these are located in Rabat. This is Wynia Court Museum,
okay.
St. Paul's Catacomb, St. Paul's Scodo, Casa Bernard, if you want to see it a bit, if you want to take a picture.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
And let me see if I can remember. Is it Yishmek?
Shishmek.
No, Shishmek. Yismek, say it on its own.
1 second.
Shishmek.
Yismek, say Yismek.
Yismek.
Now add a share in front of it. Shishmek.
Shishmek.
Yismek.
Now
Yismek.
Yismek. Shiesmek. Keep practicing. What's your name? Julian.
Julian, what's your name, sir?
You Bobby. Bobby.
Andi piacere.
Andi piacere. It means nice to meet you. Nice to meet
Piacere in Italian, like a piacere. Andi piacere. Nice to meet you.
I love the Maltese language, and it's so sad that more people don't speak it. So
Unfortunately speaking, yes.
I met a guy. He's lived on the island for 20 years, and he speaks no Maltese.
I'll speak to you later because I have to take the people.
Of course, brother.
See you later,
It's a
maybe.
pleasure. Absolutely, my friend. It's an absolute pleasure. I better keep going and letting you do your job. But this is the nice.
Fun, yes.
I've got so much to learn. Thank you so much for teaching me as well, bro. Take care. Have a good day. Ciao. Cool guys. Nice of them to spare their time to explain the history as well, because it's look at that, very ingrained. But let's go down one of these quiet courtyards and let's go and find out more. God, I've been saying that wrong all that time. How was it again?
So it's like you.
So shishmek, yismek,
With a sh.
shiishmek, shiishmek. Woo, guys! I thought Maltese was going to be an easy language to learn. Shiishmek. Sorry for butchering your language, guys, but yeah. As you can see, the Maltese, friendly people, welcoming and very passionate about their culture, which I love. I love to see people. Wow, look at this. I believe that's Hebrew.
The old Jewish
People are passionate about their culture, and you know, it's a culture that unfortunately is slowly kind of losing touch with what it's about, because the youngsters are learning a lot of English, and even in the schools, learning English. Wow, look at that. But it's quite hard to find the Arabic influence because it's so old, but I promise you, we'll continue looking and seeing what else we can find. Wow, okay, before we do that, I have a feeling we're going to be blessed with a pretty good view over here. So let's see what we can find. But yeah, I'm a big fan of Malta. It's a great country, and it took me a bit of time to learn the language, but yeah, still some more practice. I didn't realise how good my pronunciation was. I think everybody was being too kind, weren't they?
Yeah, but
oh yeah, you're.
At the end of the day, it just shows that you've practiced, but they understood what you were saying.
They understood, but yeah, no, I'm a stickler for pronunciation. I like to get it right. So if ever you come across someone who's trying to pronounce something, be a bit more like that guy back there. Like, really help them pronounce it, because it means a lot to me. I really appreciate that. So it's shishmek, yismek, shiishmek. Wow, look at this, guys. So there you go. Look at those lands. And I think you can see into the distance there, Rabat, just over there. Sheer drop with no edge protection. And I'm scared of heights, guys, so but let's get a better look at this. You ready? Wowzers. Beautiful. Such history. So let's go and find Rabat and see what it's like over there. Alright, so we're now in Rabat, and here's a small kind of hint of the kind of ornate designs you may see in the Arabic world, which is the kind of the patterns like this. Do correct me if I'm wrong though, but I've seen similar patterns in the Arabic world. Yeah. But of course this courtyard here, this alleyway is more traditionally I guess Baroque and all the other influences that live in Malta. It really is a melting pot of influences. So obviously you can see we're struggling to find examples of true Arabic architecture in Malta, and that's because there are hints of it. You can see splashes of it. For instance, you've got ornate style tiles here, which you may see in the Arabic world, but it's kind of diluted itself over the years, because again, Rabat and these areas were rebuilt during the time when it was taken back from them. But one thing that does still live very, very strongly, as you may have heard us discussing back there with the guys, who are lovely, by the way. If you guys are watching at any chance, do comment, because I really, really like you guys. Thank you so much for sparing us your time. But the actually exists a lot more in the language. Let me just pause this. Sorry about that, just being pounded by the wind there. But the language really does tell a tale of how the Maltese you know, the Maltese people were influenced, or how Malta itself was influenced by the Arabic-speaking world. So if we have a little look at the counting system, Tam, are you familiar with Arabic?
Yeah.
So if I say it, if you tell me in Arabic and I shall repeat it in Maltese, and you'll get an example of how similar they are. So Tam, do you remember how to say one in Arabic?
Wahid.
Wahid, yes. So it's wahid for one in Arabic, but in Maltese it's wihed. So already you can hear a similarity. Do you remember what two is?
Tanayn.
It's ifnain.
Oh, ifnain.
You're thinking Maltese. Fair play to it though, for remembering. But so in Arabic, to say the number two, it's ifnain. In Maltese, it's, as Tammy said, tanayn. What about number three in Arabic?
I want to say Valletta.
Yes, Valletta. In Maltese, it's taletta. I think that's how you pronounce it, taletta. What about number four? Remember that?
Yes, that's Arba.
Arba. In Maltese, also Arba. What about number five?
Hamza.
Hamsa. Yeah. Exact same in Maltese. Hamsa as well for the number five. The number seven, Tam?
6.
Sorry, number 6. I just skipped a number there. Number 6. Sitta. In Maltese, it's sitta. 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 There you go, sitta. Got so many languages in my head, guys, that I'm forgetting. I'm forgetting the most basic of the words now. Look. In 7, what do you remember what it is?
Sabah.
Sabah in Arabic. And in Maltese, just kind of shorten that a little bit to Seba. Seba. 8.
Feminia.
Feminia. And in Maltese, it's Taminia. In Arabic, what's 9, Tam?
Is it Tissa?
Tissa. Tissa. In Maltese, it's Dissa. And what about 10?
And that's Ashara.
And it's the exact same, Ashara. So, similarities in languages already exist. And of course you also have, for instance, a very popular dish here is a type of flatbread. It's called fatira. Well, the word for pie in Arabic is fatira for the word pie, I believe. My Arabic is still quite early on. I've already recently learned it. Wow. So here we go. We're getting a little bit more into the Arabic influenced architecture. You can see here by the buildings are slowly kind of resembling something a little bit more that you would see in perhaps Morocco or the more North African style Arabic continent. We found a little street round here and yeah, it's got that kind of vibe again. I don't know. I've been to Morocco recently and some of these buildings here, it's strange, it's like a blend of both Sicilian Italian and then like an Arabic style building in the same place. And again, there may be kind of architects watching this who are like, no, you're getting it completely wrong, that's nowhere near Arabic. But look guys, it's just how I'm interpreting it from where I've been and what I've seen. And the fact of the matter remains as well that Mdina was the capital during the Arabic rule, and Rabat would have been a major city as well, a sister city if you will, and they would have, I believe they expanded Mdina, kind of started cutting out Rabat a little bit as well. But anyway, what we're going to do now is we're going to head back to where we're staying, and I know for a fact that they sell Imqaret because that's where we brought it from originally. So we're going to go and find that Imqaret and we're going to buy some, and we're going to show you an example of Arabic influence in the food. So let's go and do that. Right, back at the apartment guys. Wow, that trip was mental. So we had to get like 3 buses to get back to our apartment from Mdina. And they were so packed, like literally, like we were sardine canned in. Every bus we've ever been on in Malta has been next level, like crammed packed. So people of Malta respect for being able to cope with that all the time. But on the way we stopped off and we got some bits relating to the Arabic kind of side of things. We thought we'd show you how the Arabic influence kind of came through to the food. So let's have a look, see what we got. So this here is called kasatat, or kasatat. I can't remember how to pronounce it. But this is filled with ricotta cheese, so you can see it's kind of like the blend of influences. But this pastry here was inspired by Arabic cuisine, so you can have a little look here and it'll tell you a bit more. And then we've also got this as well, and this is, let me just quickly flip this down, is called Imqaret. So this is the stuff we brought earlier that had a little hole in the bottom that fell out. so we had to buy them again. But these are date-filled pastry snacks, so Tom will get one of them open. And while she's doing that, there's one more thing as well. So we've also got some breads called fatira bread, and this bread is again inspired by the kind of Arabic side of things from what we hear. Well, we're not going to eat that bread because we've already had it. If you want to see the bread being eaten, it's on a previous vlog. But we do have a Imqaret here, so we'll let Tabby try first because she's here. And we'll see how the Arabic dates and stuff have inspired. I'll zoom right in. What do you reckon? Good? Let's see what's in an Imqaret. So you've got primarily dates, water, sugar, fats, and anise flavour. And then it's also got like cinnamon and spices and other kind of things that would have been brought over from the Arabic world. So let's get a closer look at it. So this is what it looks like. It's called Imqaret. Okay, let's try it. Yeah, you can taste like the cloves and the spices in it, and a little bit of like molasses along with the dates. But you can see how the spice trade influenced the food of Malta. And as well, we made a baked rice dish yesterday, Maltese style baked rice, and that had spices in it as well. Like it had curry powder, cumin, all sorts of different things. So again, the spices that were brought over during the Arab rule has still influenced the food to this day. So let's try this kasatat as well. See what that's like.
Oh, it's nice and fluffy.
There you go, look at that. So you can see it's got the ricotta, which is more of the Italian influence, but you can see, like just like Malta, everything is like a blend of different traditions and things like that. Good?
The ricotta on its own is gorgeous.
Okay, let's see what a kasatat is like.
I've not tried it together, but the ricotta on its own, try it.
So the ricotta is slightly salty,
Really nice.
slight hint of sourness, and then the pastry is flaky and quite buttery. So
The pastry tastes a bit sweet as well.
the pastry has a slight sweetness to it. But yeah, it's amazing to see how much of the Arabic world has influenced Malta. You know, there's a little bit of influence in the buildings. There might be even more out there. So if you guys know of any buildings that might have an Arabic style or something like that still present, then do share in the comments and let us know, because we're intrigued to know whatever other things are out there. But as you can see, Mdina was the capital during the Arabic period, and even before then as well, I guess, and was a very, very useful stronghold. But the food, the language, the culture, very much shaped by the Arabic world. So the Arabs brought something very unique with them to this country, and it still stands here today. So fascinating, really. And that was a very interesting dive into into Maltese culture, and a side of it that isn't really often visited by people. So anyway, we hope you enjoyed this video. We really appreciate you watching, and please do join us on the final video from Malta, where we're going to be doing something rather interesting. So keep your eyes peeled for that. Take care, guys, and see you soon.